Okay, we're going to try this again. I believe we are live now. So, um, once again, for those of you that aren't familiar, 1 Million Cups is a weekly event started by the Kauffman Foundation and is currently held in more than 130 communities across the nation with the goal of caffeinating entrepreneurs nationwide every Wednesday. And every Wednesday, those communities meet to give each other support, encouragement, and feedback over a cup of coffee. Our community, Atlanta South, meets here at Rome in the town of Trilith every Wednesday morning from 9 to 10, and an early stage startup will present their company to a diverse audience of their peers. Before we get started, though, I just want to make sure to thank our community sponsors, first and foremost, Rome, for giving us this beautiful space, Jason Hunter Design, my company, for volunteering their time and resources to organize and promote the event. Thank you, guys. Edwin Jarvis for the high quality flyers, Counterculture Coffee for, you guessed it, the coffee, and our newest sponsor, Hero Donuts, which is right below my feet. And I wish that, well, actually, I'm pretty glad I can't smell it. But we have 2 boxes of donuts today, and everyone's very excited. I'm sorry that you're not here to join us for that. Our presentation this morning is from Appreciated Asset. And at the end of their presentation, they will be asked, what can we as a community do for you, which will start the Q&A portion of the program. Since we only have one presenter this morning, we will not set a timer. And afterwards, they will have the full rest of the hour for Q&A. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen so that I can put the presentation up there. All right. Up there. Up there. All right. So Jennifer, if you just want to like cue me, I will be happy to go to the next slide for you.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Price, Appreciated Asset Business Solutions. I'll tell you a little bit about me in a minute. But first of all, I'd love to do a show of hands. Who loves football?
Oh, God.
Do you hear me?
Trick question.
Right. So fun fact, most people feel about football the way I feel about people. So bear with me. All right, so a bit about me. I launched this business in 2018 after spending really my entire career in business development and sales of some form of fashion. And through that time, really developed expertise in strategy implementation and training other teams on messaging and best practices to open the doors. Originally, I am from Boston, and I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, several years ago from Manhattan, where I live with my intern Max. Anything you need to know about YouTube or Minecraft, just ask me. And we just really enjoy everything that Charleston has to offer. I love to travel, so thank you for having us today because we are having a dual purpose spring break.
That's great.
All right, next slide. All right, so we're going to talk about current situation, and I'm going to fix that. So that's for sure.
Just for your knowledge, I have Keynote, and it was PowerPoint, so it could just be like a font issue. Don't stress about it. Yeah.
Okay. So oftentimes when businesses reach out to us, they have grown their business thus far through word of mouth, and really to get the business to keep growing, to scale, to get to that next level of growth, they know they need to try something else. And what usually happens is they go right to marketing, right? It's a pretty low risk of rejection because you're putting your message out there, creating awareness, and all of those things are amazing. But when you know who your audience is, you know who your ideal client is, we can help create a strategic sales solution to complement that marketing. And the thing is with the marketing, a lot of times the clients that come to us, they've tried all the different things, right? The workshops and the funnels and the DMs and landing pages and endless hamster wheel of content. Reels don't even get me started. Probably died and stuff live on Facebook. And all of the social, the newsletter, all of those different areas, like, it's just constant and there's really no insight for how many different ways to do that. And it's tough also to track and think about that. So again, like what we can do is create some really strategic sales messaging that complements everything that we have out in the world to create a realistic business. And creating intentional growth for your business, what I mean by that, again, we built the business for word of mouth referral, it all goes into today. But as that growth happens, you start to get really, really specific in understanding who you serve best. So the strategies that we put together help get your business in front of those ideal prospects, because you know those are the prospects that you're there to serve. And next slide. So we do that through our Sales Accelerator program, and that is where we create, build, and fill your sales pipeline. So we offer a concierge level, done for you appointment setting service. We utilize cold calling for that delivery because I truly believe and have built an entire business on the belief, in fact, that cold calling is the fastest, most effective way to build rapport with the prospect wish list. But we reach out consultatively, and that makes us disruptive. So instead of calling your business, pitching you, selling you, pretending we work for you, we don't. That's really out of alignment. We call from our business and we recommend you. Talk about the value proposition, success metrics, and most importantly, we talk about what makes you disruptive. So last year, as much as I knew that we were disruptive in our own industry, because we deliver differently, now I've been disruptive my whole life, usually not as a compliment. We realized that we aligned best as our business grew, really figuring out who our ideal customers were. We aligned best with other businesses that were equally disruptive in their own industries. But some businesses know they're disruptive, right? That's me. I wear it on my wrist. Like, I'm disruptive. I know it, and I'm here for it. Some businesses want to be disruptive, but they don't know how to get that messaging across. And some businesses already are disruptive. They're just not being bold enough in that messaging, again, to get that across. What I mean by disruptor, is someone who stands out so far away from the status quo in their industry and the way they deliver and serve their customers, that they essentially eliminate competition with consideration. And that's what we do for our clients. So last year we developed something called our Disruptor Designer, which is part of our onboarding process. And in our Disruptor Designer, we take our clients through a series of messaging exercises that really pull out those disruptive features. And then from there, we create a sales script for our callers. And that sales script is like a choose your own adventure. So remember those books?
Yeah.
This guy's just back into them, which is awesome. So in our choose your own adventure script, what we do is we take your prospects through a journey where we help them self-identify their worry points, as well as their objections before they have a chance to raise them. Because when we can do that, we create a conversation rather than that nasty cringe sales volley that no one wants to get into. It's what everyone hates about sales in the process, and it really just doesn't have to do with that. Instead of us pitching you and selling you, we are simply educating your ideal prospects about how badass you are, about how great you are, and why they need to know that. And we do that, thank you. Oh, I'll get to this, yep. So our ideal clients, we work with B2B service-based businesses, coaches, consultants, and most recently, the last 6 months, home services. It's been a really exciting new vertical for us. What we do is we are helping traditional B2C businesses expand their commercial business. For example, a pressure washer, instead of going from residential home to residential home, potentially losing that to competition next year because of a Groupon, or they call their neighbor's guy next door when they see the truck. We help them land things like property managers, commercial complexes, apartments, office parks. So we get them much larger jobs, bigger margins, more repeat business. And that's been really exciting. We work with businesses that are established, that are growing and looking to continue that growth trajectory. Businesses that yield at least $10,000 in annual revenue from a new business client. That doesn't have to be all at once, just over the course of your engagement. Typically, our clients are at annual revenue from 500,000 upwards of about 10 million currently. And disruptors, businesses that are disruptive to their own industries or want to be. And so our approach is really three-tiered. Start with our onboarding, where we take our clients through that disruptive designer messaging session. We write that script and we create the list, that actual lead list. If you don't have it, we curate it for you. Then we launch, where we're training our team and making the modifications as necessary. We know what those modifications are as we look at data from the first year of calls. Sometimes it's a change in the script and messaging, and sometimes it's a change in the list, the numbers, or the ideal contact, the decision maker, targeting. And then we go into maintenance, where we continue with lead evolution, perhaps beta testing new markets, new industries, new verticals, or new services for that business, and really continuously creating a consistent pipeline of new business opportunities that are ideal for our clients. Comments?
Great job. I know that you said it makes you very uncomfortable to be in front of the room. We could not tell you.
Yeah.
Great. I am, as promised, going to ask you what we as a community can do for you. So please let us know.
So I'm always open to any feedback on presenting. It is a skill that I am working on developing and really like to strengthen. In addition, I would say the biggest ask that I have right now is we are looking to really expand out nationally with our home service vertical, because right now I'm working with 4 or 5 right there in Charleston, which is fabulous, but the market's only so big. So as we offer exclusivity, we want to be able to expand out. And this is something that is it's been so successful in that vertical. I would love any feedback on how to really reach in different markets and where to start. Because do I look at the tertiary markets like Charleston, or do I large markets? I'd love to hear how to expand.
Can you define what home services is?
Home services, so garage door companies, crawl space encapsulation, work with carpet installers, electricians or plumbers, any sort of traditional B2C business.
So you say you offer exclusivity, but you are across multiple verticals within home services. So really, I mean, it's pretty broad still.
Right, but we wouldn't work with, for example, 2 electricians
In the same market. How do you define a market? By what radius?
Where we are currently, it really depends on that client, because we work with some clients that are statewide, we work with some clients that are, for Charleston, it's like tri-county, some that are coastal, some so it really depends for them.
Gotcha.
They retain those specific days from their.
Okay. I have a contact in California that does websites, and his niche is really power washing companies. So, I mean, I could easily connect you to him, but and he does actually serve nationwide, so he could actually turn you on to different markets. I was thinking if he gave you one of his clients in San Diego or wherever he is, that would be it for him. And then that relationship would be not worth much more than that, but he's got clients all over the country. So yeah, that would be a good contact for you.
I'm curious, why did you choose Charleston as your base? And how did you get started yourself with getting clients or where were you started?
Yeah. So I chose Charleston because I went to visit my sister in 2006, and I just fell in love with the city. I'd been there several times previously, and I had been living in Manhattan at the time and ready to make a change. And honestly, I thought I'd live there for 2 years and then go back to the city. And 17 years later, and still there. So it's just the city is built up in such a beautiful way. It really expanded. Just offers so much. So.
It's easy to follow.
Yeah.
Got married there, right?
Did
Was
you?
that 2 years ago?
You got married there? Awesome. You fell in love there.
And Amanda's going this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did an exchange. You came here and she
Yeah.
came.
How do you do it? What's your
So we have a monthly service, and outreach we bill monthly. We work that means is if we call through 50 prospects for you today and book 2 new business appointments, 2 are booked for a future pipeline call. Someone says not now, but when I get back from my trip next week. And then we have, one person tells us to go take a jump, and that happens. That's why you want us to do it. You don't have to. Then we're adding 5 new applicants to your system. So,
You find the process.
yeah, we can. It really depends. Sometimes clients have like that contact list they know they want to be in front of, and other times they want us to do it.
I know building a list is really hard. So how do you build a list for a new client that doesn't have a list?
Okay, so first, we do not buy lists. I want to be super clear about that. Please don't buy lists unless there's some in here who sells lists. And, just take my foot out. No. Don't buy lists. It's just a colossal waste of money, especially with what's happened in the workforce in the last 2 years with as much movement. They are all out of date and they're not. So it's just a lot of bad information. What we do is we work with several different data platforms, and we create a list of demographics that are ideal, as well as cyber. And then we cross-reference the cyber against the demographics and scrub out the list. It's actually a pretty long, tedious process, and I have an amazing team that's incredibly detailed. And then if we get information and it's not accurate, then it's a continuous process of updating the requirement.
Who, I mean, I have a lot of questions about how you actually do what you do, and the exercise of helping your clients understand what is their differentiator and writing all of the, they don't really feel like scripts, like hearing what you said so far, it doesn't feel like you and your team, which I'd also like to hear about who your team is, but like, it doesn't feel like you guys are reading from scripts. It feels very conversational. It feels very natural. So like, as marketers, we have these amazing conversations with our clients. And then for us, we really take it and put it into a website.
Mhm.
We don't take it into conversations with their prospects, right? So what's that look like?
So the scripts are actually very casual. And I like to forewarn my clients before we do our script review call, because we operate with full transparency, why our scripts are so casual. When you have a sales script that is written like an essay, and there are no words in there like so. Anyway, like I was saying, it looks awkward when you look at it and read it in your head. But what we do is we go through and I will actively read that script for our clients and show how we alter tone, we pause, we breathe. A lot of the things that we have in there really remind our callers, take a breath. We're not here to read an essay, because what happens when you read an essay when you don't take time to read? You just read it, so no one knows what's happening. 95% of what we do is that the energy that we bring to us.
So you opened with a question about like cold calling, and then you related it to getting up on stage. And obviously, people are afraid of getting up on stage. Most people go or die to do that. Where do you fit? Because here you are on stage presenting, and you're asking for feedback on presenting, which is, in my opinion, even scarier than presenting. Where are you at with cold calling? Do you do the cold calls? Have you done it? And just curious.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I spent my entire career in business development and always utilized cold calling for my outreach. And even as there were, other systems in place, those systems were always extraneous to really the core of reaching out directly to those type of prospects. So I have spent thousands and thousands of hours put me over that tipping point for cold calling. And I have brought on a team it's been about 1.5 years that I've had a team that does the client delivery for our clients. And we do that because the business was growing so much that I wasn't able to continue to grow and stay with delivery. And it's just amazing to offer great career opportunities for really great collaborative team members that really enjoy doing this. they are unicorns, that's for sure. It's not for everyone.
How do you handle like a blue collar business, let's say, I know you said 500,000 gross revenue as a minimum. But you know that they're probably going to be there in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I know I'm presuming you take.
So the reason that I put that as kind of a threshold is because we want businesses that there is cash flow and that they have an established proven concept. We really are not a Hail Mary solution for a business that like just needs some sort of miracle. And we're really not for programs and processes that are not proven, that we're not the best way to do this. But what we do is we have a new service that we launched last year called our Disruptor Designer Messaging Session. So where our sales accelerator is done for you, our messaging session isn't done with you. And that's really for the businesses like you're talking about. What we do there is we take them through a 2-hour session of messaging. And we also go through sales training and best practices. I suddenly found myself in that coaching realm because I really love what I do and I want to remove the fear of cold. Look, what I do is not brain surgery. We do it better than most because we do it. Most people just won't actually do it. So we teach people exactly what we do and how to be successful, when to call, how often to call, what to say. We give them those sales scripts. And then we also give them their ideal lead list. We provide ongoing office hour support for them, as well as unlimited Voxer support. Because what happened is I had clients exactly like you said, they wanted to come on with us, but they couldn't afford us. We have an boutique service. And I'd have people say 3 months coming back and I'll have it, or one more client and I can afford you. And I was like, well, I can give you the tools to get that one more client on you. Like, I'll give you a script and I'll tell you who to call. I'll teach you how to do it. You go do it, and then let's talk. And I will tell you about 50% of those clients end up coming onto our Sales Accelerator program. But regardless, I know that they have the tools to build that business on their own.
Would you do if I hired you to help me, is it like a contract commitment or do you work on an hourly basis?
It's a monthly commitment. We have a 12-month agreement. We put a 3-month, we put a cancellation in there, and we do ask for a 3-month commitment. Because sales takes time. It's building blocks. It's like marketing, right? You don't turn it on and all of a sudden, we have to find the right messaging, and sometimes it takes a couple weeks to really refine so that we can start getting those results. So we ask for that
3 months.
3-month.
From my experience with account-based marketing, I found that if someone's seen an ad online, a targeted ad, at least 7 times, they're 3 times more likely to respond favorably on a cold call. So I'm wondering, is that part of your strategy? Did you bring in account-based marketing into the process?
So what we do is we always love to look at ways that we can get in front of people where there's some sort of connection. Either there's bless you, there's an alumni, you're both part of this alumni, you're both in the Charleston, South Carolina area, or she specializes in, this niche where you are. But the persistence, you are exactly right, because that's what we do with cold calls. You don't pick up the phone and leave someone a message and then think, okay, we're good now. That's not how it works. But usually it is the follow-up, right? And usually what happens is people do that once, and they tell themselves the story, well, that's because they're not interested, but we have things going on. We've got stuff that's keeping us busy, that we're out of the office, or we've got fires in our own businesses. And so we don't have those stories, and we just put that persistence forward. But yeah, I think there's always a great opportunity when we can find some sort of top of mind awareness, with reaching out to that prospect.
I'm wondering if there's an opportunity for you to offer some of the services that we offer. Like, to your point, you make a cold call. How can we make sure to retarget on social channels those same people, right? That advertising messages. And I feel like a lot of what you're doing to help define the message for your clients is a big part of that process too. Like when we come up with all the ad creatives to go out, there might just be some fun ways to work together there. I don't
For
know.
sure. And you know, we want to share, we want to collaborate, right? And share data because we want to know if we know that we're in front of the right decision maker, or we thought this right decision maker, we find out through a series of rounds of calls that is not who we need to be speaking with. That would be helpful for you and your target as well. So we, you know, we're all about collaboration and
Okay, I get tons of unsolicited calls to my cell phone. And a lot of them start off with a
Yeah.
2-second pause, to which I'm like, I don't know what software that is, but whatever robocalling software that is, like the blue is a cue to tell that.
100%.
The question, yes, do you use any kind of auxiliary softwares? where you
No,
can
we
use
do,
a
we
rapid
do have
call?
auto dialers, just for speed, and we do have call recording to offer transparency for our clients. But no, we don't have call centers, we don't have headsets, I don't hire robots. I don't hire people because they can read, I hire people who can speak intelligently and
Yeah.
navigate conversations.
Then, one other thing is, I answer, when I do answer, I say, please never call back on a recorded line, and then I hang up. That's my response to cold calling. Is there a way for your cold callers to
Opt out.
go, yeah, and have them opt out of recorded calls in order to prospect to them? I'm just curious.
You know, I never see that question, so that's a great question for me to ask. My answer, yeah, I certainly will ask that, actually. Thank you.
Stumped.
You guys, you never know who's next.
Yeah.
There's so much experience.
That's awesome.
I'm
Yeah,
always amazed.
thank you.
He's an SEO specialist.
Oh, great. That's my background before I started this business. I did 4.5 years in SEO. And all in sales. All in sales.
Yeah, I really like, I'm intrigued by your process of getting the words to say, and I love that you're using obviously real people. I mean, even the robotic stuff, I'm not, that doesn't seem to ever work, right? But I love that you're doing that. I just said to Amanda, like, I'd like to almost see how I could offer what you do to some of our clients. It
Yeah.
doesn't fit all of our clients. Obviously, you have your own people that you're looking for, right? But
Yeah.
I just think it would be, you know, we only do what we do, and then
Yeah.
we can only do so much more than that. If they don't want to engage with us in some things, then we can't take them any further. But, you know, like you said, cold calling, when you asked that question in the beginning, like, what a joke. Like, nobody likes cold calling. Maybe some people do. I hope your people do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that whole idea of prospecting, building a list, and then actually calling the list. And Amanda's my salesperson, and we're so relationship based. We don't spend the time to build lists and even
Right.
research people to call, or like, you know, we spent Monday going through an FAQ page that we're going to build on our website, realizing we didn't have one. And everything that we put in there was so conversational. It literally sounded like we were just talking to people. And it was really fun to do. But, you know, thinking about it in terms of a script, like it like rocks the whole thing. Like it
Yeah.
just makes it so uncomfortable.
So
Anyway, I think
the
it's
way
great.
we work with businesses that kind of have that set up where you're growing, you're doing great, and you're busy, is we take a look at your current client list and we pick like 3 client profiles, 3 avatars. Like, oh my God, they could all be like this, you know, pressure washers. Be great, you know, like we are killing it for pressure washers. We know we do great for pressure washers. We can then just build out a really specific strategy, which is basically like a beta test for you to grow, rather than getting your whole team on board and everyone trained and up and get the whole focus of your organization. It would be something that we could just beta for you and see how that goes. So that's sometimes ways of business situation.
That pressure washer was good to talk to.
Oh, I just threw that out there. I actually don't currently work for the pressure washer. It was my go-to. This is really the first time that I thought about it. My house pressure wash.
That's funny.
Let me see here. So like garage doors, in Charleston, we have crawl space encapsulation. It's really big because houses are raised. Nasty. We have a roofer that we work with, a disaster mitigation business that we work with as well. Like disaster mitigations, is a flood or fire.
That's a good place to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So, yes, those are.
A couple slides back, you said that you want to work more with business to business. Is this like a future aspiration, or is this currently something that you do, but you want to actually do more?
No, I mean, it's happening. It's happening. I'm just curious as to like how to tap into markets and really where to start. Because I would like to expand out. We can work with anyone anywhere. We actually work with some friends internationally as well, in US based businesses. Same reason that you said with with us, there's no language barriers, there's no time zone barriers. So we work with businesses. But it's just, I would love to know how, if anyone else has gone national with a certain protocol and how they strategize, you know, that process, outreach.
So I'm a photographer. So I do live demo book. I call and I say, hi, my name's Scott Arnold, I'm a photographer, blah, blah, blah. What do you guys say to sound like how would you represent me?
Hi, this is Jennifer Franklin, Appreciated Asset. We work with business owners all over the Atlanta area on different B2B solutions. I'm specifically reaching out to one of our partners, Scott. It's been a phenomenal resource to our other.
Damn, that was quick.
I've done this.
Yeah, I mean, that's clear. Yeah.
That's what it is, though. We're just interested. So when you ask them why do people listen to us, because we're not pitching.
Yeah,
It is a total like the change. It is a referral. It's a warm introduction, and it makes it so much more comfortable. Like we all think of those salespeople as like the guy in the parking lot. What do I have to do to get you this car?
Yeah.
Like ew. And I'll tell you, I was trained. You know, I was trained in New York City. I swear, it was a boiler room style training, like the bottle tab close, and it just doesn't have to be like that. It just doesn't have to be like that. And when you do that, it works. Okay, it does. It works. I could close people that way, but you don't get long-lasting relationships. When you respond to an objection rather than rebut it, it is a completely different energy. And so that's what I'm here to do, is really change the narrative about what sales can look like. Should look like. Because I'm not selling it. They don't want to do it. If they're a jerk, that's good. We don't want to work with jerks. We probably think you don't do that. You know?
I have to admit, I mean, I'm sorry, please.
So it's more of a natural conversation versus scripted.
100%. Yeah, I mean, we have a script and we have a framework that we follow to really pull the information from our prospects, from your prospects. But you know, it's really about kind of letting that conversation happen, rather than just getting through 2 paragraphs and get.
I was just gonna say that my company is about to grow again. We're looking to hire somebody. It's a huge step for me to hire another person. We have some jobs that are basically waiting for this person to step right in. So I'm not that afraid, but I'm thinking like,
Yeah,
we should talk. I don't know.
absolutely.
I'm in this growth mindset at the moment, and I want to kind of handle what we have right now, but I'm very intrigued by your approach. And Amanda's my sales director, so inevitably she'd be the one to, we would work together, but
Yeah.
like,
And that's the thing, we're here to like make you look good, right?
Yeah,
We're here to collaborate with you and partner, and that's what it's all about. And I think
we just
so
do
often
better. She does
business-
better when the leads are coming in.
Yeah.
they're warm
When
because
they're warm.
I came from, so I did 6 months at ADP. I sold payroll, and all I did every single day, 5 days a week, was cold call.
Yeah.
So the idea of cold calling is like, I can't do that anymore. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
done.
Yeah. So like, that's why, like he said, like, it's so like, I love when they're warm and like, they already kind of know who us, they were a referral. And like, that's like my like bread and butter. But like the cold calling piece, if that's something that like, as we want to grow more, like if that's what you guys can help us with, or even like help us curate a list, help me with this, like the word script again is still triggering.
Yeah.
Because like, that's all I did.
Well,
But-
working on openers, like
Yeah.
even on Monday, in our team meeting, I said, I want to try an approach of I'm on the fence about this. When you start an email, people love to hear their names, right? So by reading their name first, it's supposed to like trigger some kind of warmth to it. But at Creative South the other day, someone showed an example of an email that they got, and it was like, hey, John from Adobe here is how it started. And like, I don't know, something made me feel warm about that. Like if I got an email, I mean, it was Adobe, maybe it was the brand
Yeah.
more like, anyway, I suggested like when you write an email, depending on who it is or what the tone is or whatever, but like come at it from that perspective instead of addressing them by name. Certainly not, dear John, right? But
I mean, that's
that-
the disruptive mindset.
Yeah.
It's like just step outside, step away from what everyone else has always done. It doesn't always have to look like that just because it has.
really neat. Well, you definitely
Thank
don't
you.
seem uncomfortable in front of a crowd.
Yes.
If you're looking for feedback on the presentation, I mean, other than obviously fonts on a Mac instead of
Yeah,
a PC,
for
that's really it. I mean, the slides were unnecessary. You were comfortable without them. That's huge. A lot of people just end up reading their slides or making us read their slides, which takes our focus off of the presenter. And that was not your case at all.
Thank you.
So really, for everybody who doesn't understand the magnitude of it, like she traveled from South Carolina to come here and be with us. There was a hotel involved. Granted, she's got her son and they're turning it
Yeah.
into a fun vacation, but like, this is great.
He's got a donut. in his house.
Yeah. I just, for our community, I just feel like we really should show our appreciation for you to come all this way to be with us, because we have a hard time finding presenters local, let alone
Yeah.
pulling in people from outside. But for those who didn't hear, she's active in her local 1 Million Cups chapter, and someone there had told her she should present, and then it went from that chapter to other chapters. And did you say you have, or your goal is to present at 25?
I'm booked right now.
Booked.
September.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Most of them, she said, are virtual, but I just want you all to keep that in mind. I mean, for those of us in the room who have presented and would consider presenting at other 1 Million Cups, there's 130 chapters out there. And Jennifer's not the first person who's come from a distance to be with us on that same mission of covering them all. Like you guys you're here in Atlanta South, but you're part of a really big community.
Yeah.
So I encourage you all to take advantage of it as you have. Thank you.
so much.
All right. Well, just some other announcements, I suppose. Let me just switch the camera because it's looking at nothing. Okay, so some other announcements. This Friday, hopefully the rain will hold out and we have our first night market in Peachtree City on Drake Field from 5 to 10. We have lots of exciting food, beverage, art, and music options for you all to enjoy. Let's see. The 18th, which is not this coming Tuesday, it'd be the Tuesday after that, is Startup Fayette. That is most likely going to be right back here in this room again. The topic is going to be about networking and professional development. I am fully prepared to be the presenter, but I would rather somebody else present. So if you know anybody that feels like they would really be good at that, please send them my way.
What time is that?
We show up at 5, we start at 5:30. And it
That's
generally will go
Tuesday?
for an hour. It's the third Tuesday of every month. Yeah. And as I mentioned, Jason Hunter Design is looking to hire an experienced project manager, experienced with web project manager. I've gotten lots of applications, but everybody comes to me with like Scrum certifications. I'm not looking for project manager experience exclusively. I want somebody who's very familiar with web and the interworkings of the interwebs, technology, domains, DNS, all the stuff.
Is it full time?
I'm saying full-time because I believe it will very quickly become full-time.
At first, it'll.
But I'm also saying contract-based because I want there to be, like I do with all my people, if there's a 3-month period that I ask you to promise me. And at the end of 3 months, if you're not happy, you have they can always leave at any time, but I want them to stick it out for 3 months so we can see where we're at. And then of course I need to be able to see if I think they're a good fit with our team too. So, so contract to full-time is, they don't let you say that when you have to select from a dropdown. That's kind of the position. I don't know that I have anything else. Does anybody else have any other community announcements? I know Charlene. Oh, that's right. My back is killing me, so forgive me. I'm not gonna get up right this second. But Jennifer, I owe you a 1 million cups mug. That's what we give all of our presenters. And yeah, would you? Any newbies? No, right? Everybody's been here before. This is your first time. You look very familiar to me. Okay, can you grab, Amanda, can you also grab a notebook and a pen? That's awesome. So in addition to giving you the mug, we also give you a free day pass to work out of Rome. I understand you guys have your plans, so you're welcome to distribute it to somebody else if you'd like. It is only good for this location, but that is for you. I give that to you with the notice to everybody that this is a co-working space. We do pay to be here. That is a $50 value. So it is definitely worth it to give it to somebody. And if anybody has any questions about Rome, I'm a huge fan and happy to answer any questions that you have.
And I will sell this for $30.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Do you mean to step?
Yeah, we'll just
Thank you.
put it in the bag of stickers.
Thank you.
All right. See everybody next week.